go. So if you're just coming in, we're going to use a block or possibly two, not sure. Well, you can start with your block on the ground and something to help you balance if you might like to have that. So whatever leg you want to start with, you're going to put that foot on the block and come up. Yeah, I'm using my roller just in case. Okay, so we're just gonna let this leg kind of dangle, right, as you stand on the block and just let it release. And then we're gonna tilt our hips. So you're gonna let one hip lower and then lift it up. So the leg that's hanging, right, just tilt that hip up and down a little bit. Just a little tilt. And then come into the neutral in between place and then just see if you can let your legs swing a little bit forward and back. Maybe just relax and dangle. Okay? Just kind of play around with it. Breathe. Feel your leg bone just relax. All right, and then we'll step down and switch to the other side. So step up onto the block with this leg, which I don't think my leg's quite ready, so I'll do the same leg I did. You switch. Okay, same thing. So once you get up there, you're going to just let your hip lift and lower, lift and lower. Breathe. Good. And then come to neutral and just kind of let your legs swing. Just relax. All right, and then step down from there, and we'll put one foot on either side of the block. I don't know if you'll need any help with balance at this point, but put one foot on either side of the block. Go ahead and lifting your spine tall. Just gonna float your hips up as you grab your block, right? Float up on the inhale and float down on your exhale. And if you want, you can bring your arms into it. So lifting up onto the toes as we inhale and lowering back down on the exhale. So just taking the block with you, lifting and breathe and centering here and just sort of grounding in. And the next time the heels come down, just go ahead and roll down. Let your body relax and let your arms, head and shoulders relax. Grab hold of your block when you get there and stack your spine back up. So letting your knees bend as much as they need to. Great. And then bring your block in front of your chest. So just arms straight out. And we're going to take the block in one hand, bring both arms behind us, switch, and bring it back. And then bring it in the same side you ended with. Bring it behind you to switch, and bring it back. So reaching back, switching in the back, but not switching in the front, right? And breathe. And then when you're even on both sides and we bring the block in front of us, taking that block in one hand, you're going to take it over your head, follow it back, and bringing it forward. And then switching to the other hand and following it back. So rotating our shoulders, upper back. Really take that block as far back as you can. Right, follow it with your gaze and bring it forward. Your whole body can just kind of go with that twist, letting your body get a little twist here. And then when we're even on both sides and we bring the block in front, lift it up over the head and then take a little back bend. So just bringing that block back a little bit, looking up. And then coming straight, inhale. As you exhale, take it over to one side. And inhale, lift back up. Growing tall, exhale, take it over to the other side. Good. Inhale, lift, tall, exhale, over. Inhale, lift, and exhale, over. Great. And then coming back to center, lower down in front of you. Take out your arms if you need to. Let's just hula hoop our hips and let our joints get a little movement here. So, yeah, letting everything kind of go. Big circle, and then the other direction. Good. And then come center, and we'll come to the end of our mat. You can put your block down anywhere right next to your mat there. Just roll down here. So inhaling here, exhale, roll down. Did you have a good walk? And hang. You can let your knees bend and straighten. It's relaxing here. Did you have a good walk? She had to come and tell me that she had a good walk. Good. Just letting the knees bend and straighten, however that feels good to your legs and body, to relax your head and shoulders and arms. And then we'll walk our hands out from our feet. Spread the fingers wide, like here, and just lifting the tailbone and spreading our heels down, letting our body just kind of shift around however it wants to. Didn't know my cat was under there. And just breathe. You can rock your body forward and back if you like, just shifting the weight around and stretching the heels down. And then we'll come out a little farther apart into either a high plank or into however much of a plank your body wants to go into here. Okay, and take some breaths. So you can even put your knees down if you want. Just breathe. Then we can either slowly lower ourselves down by bending our elbows, bring the knees onto the mat, and come around onto our back. And go ahead and bring your block and put it in between the thighs. So however it's comfortable for you, right? The thighs and knees area. Scooch myself down a little bit, arms by the side. Good, and just taking a nice deep breath as you relax everything. On the exhale, gently squeeze the block and curl the tailbone up as your back presses into the mat. Peel the spine off of the mat up into a bridge. Great. And then we're going to bring our arms up over our head and relax them as we inhale and melt the spine down, holding the hips up on your exhale, right, till the end. And then the arms can come back down by the side as you inhale. Exhale, peel off the mat, one bone at a time. Good. Inhale, let the arms go over the head and relax. And melt down on the exhale. So just a little bit of a squeeze on that block as we exhale, right? Inhale, arms by our side. Exhale, little squeeze, peel off the mat. Inhale, arms go over the head and relax. Exhale, melt the spine down, one bone at a time. Good. And then stay here. Let your arms stay here over your head and just relax and feel your shoulders and arms relax here. And then bending our elbows, clasping our hands behind our head. Lift a little bit, lift those elbows a little bit as you inhale, and then gently squeeze the block and press up on your exhale. Okay, pressing rib cage into mat to lift. Inhale, lay back down as you release. Exhale, squeeze and press up. Try not to let the neck tense, right? Inhale, lie back down. Exhale, squeeze and press up. Inhale, lie back down. And you know we're going to add things, right? Inhale, squeeze and press up and stay up. Lift the knees. Extend the legs out. Bend the knees. Bring the feet back down to the mat and lie back down. Okay, inhale. Exhale, squeeze, press head and shoulders up. Stay here. Lift the legs. Extend the legs. Now reach your arms past your legs and lift a little higher. You can lift a little bit up and then bend the knees. Bring your hands behind your head. Put your feet back down to the mat and lie back down. Good. Again. Nice deep breath. Exhale, press up as you squeeze and then lift. Extend legs. Reach past your legs. Lift a little higher, right? 100 position. And then bend the knees. Hands go behind the head. Stay up as your feet go back down. Exhale down. Let's do that one more time for fun. Okay. Inhale, exhale, squeeze as you press up. Lift the legs, extend them, reach. Lift a little higher. Good. Bending the knees first, hands behind the head. Feet go down and then lie back down. Great. And then take an inhale. Press up on your exhale. Lift the knees, but stay here in this position so your knees are bent. You're going to take your legs a little bit away from you and you're going to lower your head back toward the mat just a little bit. And then exhale everything back up. So don't make it a very big movement. Just doesn't have to be big as you kind of open your body on your inhale and then close it back together on your exhale. Right? Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. I know we're starting out kind of in fourth gear. One more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And relax your head and shoulders down. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Relax your body. And then take your block out from there and bring it right on top of your knees with your legs relaxed. We're going to inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to press down on the block as we press our knees into it at the same time. And then relax on the inhale. Right? So press down with the arms, press up with the legs, relax on the inhale. Good. Inhale, relax, exhale, press. Feeling our tailbone lifting a little bit off the ground and getting a little bit of a stretch. And breathe. Our low belly muscles too. All right. And then relax your body. We're going to put our feet on the mat and you're going to reach for your legs, lifting your head and chest. Straighten your legs and press into the block to roll up. And we're going to put the block underneath our heels. Right? So you can put your heels on, or your legs on the block, right? Like we do with the roller, but on the block and then roll down onto your back. So back body plank. Your arms can be on the ground or wherever you want them, but inhale here. And then as you exhale, pressing legs into the block, try to lift your body off the mat. And then relax as you inhale. Right? So exhale, try to press, just float the body up a little bit, right? And then relax as you inhale. Exhale, press up. You can use your arms to help you if you want. Inhale, relax. Exhale, press up. You're going to feel all your backside muscles engage, most of them anyway. And the next time you lower down, you can relax and bring your hands behind your head. Clasp your hands behind your head again. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to float our right leg up and lift our head and chest up. So as we exhale, just bring that leg about 45-degree angle or so. Don't bring it too high up. Inhale, lie back down. And then exhale, left leg floats up as you press up. Inhale, lower that as you lie back down. We're going to add rotation. Exhale, right leg lifts as you press up and then turn and look to the right. So looking back over that elbow and then come center, lower the leg as you lie down. Exhale, float the left leg up as you press up and then turn to the left. And then back to center, lower everything down. A couple more. Exhale, press up as you lift, turn to the right. Back to center, everything lowers back down. Really breathe. Exhale up as that left leg floats up, turn to the left. And then back to center and lower back down. And stay here. You're going to bring your feet on either side of the block. Release your head. Go ahead and bring your arms by your side. You're going to grab that block with your feet, slide it towards you, get a good grip on it, find it, lift the legs up, holding onto your block. So it's the wide orientation, right? Between your feet. All right, so we're going to inhale, arms are on the ground. Inhale, pull the knees in. As you exhale, just gently squeezing the block with your feet, reach your legs out. Press your back into the mat. Right? Inhale, bend, pull those knees in. Exhale, stretch out. And your legs can be at whatever angle you want them to be. Don't let them be too low, right? Press your back into the mat. Inhale, exhale, stretch out. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, stretch out. Inhale, pull in. We're going to add a little lift to that. Exhale, stretch out, lift to the ceiling. Lower back down, bend the knees in. Exhale, stretch out. Inhale, lift the legs up. Exhale, lower and in. And just breathe with it. So lift, kind of let it be a fluid sort of movement, right? Lower, pull the knees in, stretch them out and lift up. And lower and pull the knees in, and stretch them out and lift up. And lower, pull the knees in. Next time we come with our legs straight to the ceiling, we're going to stay there. Right? So legs up, as straight as they'll be. Arms go out from our shoulders. And then we're going to slowly take our legs over to one side. And exhale back to the top. Start small, right? Start small, and then maybe it can grow as we go. So inhale to the other side, anchoring our shoulders. Exhale back. Inhale to the side. Feel your obliques. Exhale back. Feel the feelings. Inhale over. Draw the legs back with your exhale. And you might get a little bit bigger as you're getting used to that twist. Might go a little farther. Good. Couple more. I realize your legs might not be very straight. That's okay if they're bent. Doesn't matter. Okay, and then when you're even on both sides and you come to the top, bend your knees, take your block out, and relax your body. Knock it around. Now we're going to put our feet on the mat and lift our hips up and put the block underneath our sacrum, right? So just kind of center it right there under the sacrum. Yeah. And then let's go ahead and pick up our, whatever leg is to the back, just pick up that knee with your same side hand and then stretch your other leg on the ground. You can hold on with both hands or whatever's comfortable for you and just gently pull your rib cage down toward the mat a little bit. So you get a little stretch in the front of our hips, right? And flexor area, thigh. And then we'll draw whatever leg's to the front, draw that knee up, stretch your other leg long, lower it down, reaching through that leg and kind of pull your rib cage down toward the mat a little bit to increase that stretch. And then slide your straight leg in again. So slide it back in, stretch your other leg out and straighten this one to the ceiling and hold on to it behind your thigh. You can just give that leg a little stretch. Move your foot if you want. Really try to get the leg that's on the ground, really stretching it long on the ground, right? So we want to try not to, get that emphasis on the hip flexor stretch too, as well as the leg at the same time. And then we're going to switch by sliding your other leg up, bringing it in, stretch your first leg down, and then straighten this leg to the ceiling. Again, really stretch that leg that's on the ground as well. And you can move your foot, you can flex and point, circle and ankle. And then we'll just go into a kind of a slow scissors with the stretch. So what you want to do is, as you switch legs, pull your rib cage down toward the mat and then lift the leg and switch and give it a stretch, right? And then pull the rib cage down and switch. Give it a stretch and just focus more on the stretch. So stretching both the leg and the hip flexors. Really try to stretch both legs out, right? Pulling the rib cage down will help stabilize our back. So you can also do a bicycle stretch if you prefer, to bend your knees and do it that way. Doesn't really matter. We just want to get the stretch behind the legs as well as the hip flexors. Same time. All right, and then we're going to bring both legs up to the ceiling and open them apart into a straddle. Let them hang there. You can support with your hands if you want, or put your arms on the ground. Just let gravity help us get a good stretch in our adductors here, hips. Open those hips up. All right, and then we'll bring the legs back together, bend the knees, bring our feet to the ground, press the hips up off of the block, really press them up as much as you can, slide that block out from underneath you, and exhale, melt the spine down, one bone at a time. All right. And then you're going to lift your head and shoulders, reach, straighten your legs and roll up or come up however you can get up. And then um, we'll bring our legs straight out in front to start with. So we can just kind of help us sit tall. So you want to lift the sits bones, just do a little stretch forward over your legs. Help us kind of sit tall. So we forward fold stretch here. All right, and then bring your block up into it. So start with our spine straight. So the knees, let them bend first until you find your straight, tall spine. And then see how straight you can get your legs, right? So the spine is first, the legs are do whatever they're going to do. And then bring your block out in front of you and your chest. So as we inhale, we're going to lengthen our spine, press into our block, pull it towards our chest. And then as we exhale, we're going to twist. Now it's not going to be a very big twist, right? And then back to center and release out. Inhale tall, draw that block in as you press towards your chest. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, relax as you reach. Inhale, pull it in as you lengthen and press into that block with your arms. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, relax forward. One more. Press and lengthen the spine. Pull it in. Exhale, twist to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale, release forward. All right, and then we're going to bend our knees, bring the block the thighs, knees area, kind of a loose bend of those knees, right? So you can sit tall. Good. Inhale, reach the arms forward. Exhale, curl the tailbone under as you round back to your sacrum, shoulders relaxed. And then as we come up on our exhale, so take an inhale. As we come up on our exhale, we're going to lift our arms up over our head, stack our spine up, and then reach forward as we round back. Right? So it's a little different than we usually do. Inhale, exhale, reach, lift up over the head, lengthen the spine. And then so round back, shoulders relaxed. Inhale again, exhale, reach up and lift the spine. Tall. Good. Inhale, exhale back. One more time. Inhale, exhale, pull up and lift. Tall. And bring the arms forward. And then we're going to go ahead and round back till we find our rib cage on the mat, right? Just finding your rib cage on the mat. Stay here, lift your arms up by your ears. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, squeeze your block to pull you up. Good. Inhale, exhale, round back again, maybe to your rib cage or shoulders. Good. Lift the arms by the ears. Inhale, reach, squeeze, and roll back up. Now we'll do it with a little more challenge if you want. So if you want it, exhale back, right? Same thing. Go back to however far you want to go. Lift your arms by your ears. Maybe you want to keep them here as you exhale. Maybe not. Reach forward. It's a challenge. Good. One more. Inhale, exhale, round back. If you want to try it, lift the arms up. Inhale. Maybe they go part way forward and they stay part way up. Just play with it, right? And exhale up. All right. And then when you come to the top, let your arms relax down. Keep the block here. We're going to lift our spine as we inhale. Maybe hold on to your legs if you want to, if that's comfortable for you. And then just lean back on your exhale. So you're going to keep your back flat and just lean a little bit back, right? Then we're going to take whatever arm you want to start with. You're going to rainbow that arm and follow it back until the fingernails touch the ground. And then lift it back up. And you could squeeze your block to help you hold this position. And then other arm rainbows back until your fingernails touch the ground. And lift back up to the leg and come up. Good. And then inhale, exhale, curl the tailbone and round back again. And we're going to lift our arms and straighten our right leg. Bend it. Straighten your left leg. Bend it. Reach and roll up. Good. One more. Inhale, exhale, round back as far as your sacrum. Lift your arms up. Straighten your left leg. And bend. Straighten your right leg. And bend. And reach and roll back up. So many ways. Okay, take the block out. Take your legs. Let's take a little spine stretch. So just let your legs come into some straddle, whatever's comfortable for you. And we don't need to use the block for this. We can just put our hands on the ground in front of us, lifting tall. And then as we exhale, we're just going to slide the hands away, stretch forward. Inhale. Exhale, slide back as you stack up. Inhale, exhale out again, just hands away. Inhale, exhale, stack back up. Good, and then turn toward one leg without moving your hips, just a little rotation. Keep your hips anchored as you slide out and slide back in. Good, a couple of times, right? Stretching over that leg. Try to keep your hips all in the ground. Slide back in, and then come center to the other leg. Slide out. And back up. Good, and breathe, slide out. And now back up. The center. One more down the center, just to balance. Slide out. Back up. There we go. Nice little stretch there. Okay, so we're going to take our block. We're going to be on our side, so whatever side you want to start with, and put your block upright like that, tall orientation. And then foot on top like that. And this leg on the bottom will be like about a 90-degree angle or so underneath you. And we're going to lie down on our arm. So just kind of find your positioning here. Make sure your hips are stacked. All right. And then we're just going to start with kind of lengthening and lifting that leg up and back down to the block. Right? So when we lengthen our leg, causes our waist to just lift a little bit off the mat, right? So lengthening it up and back down. Make sure your toes are pointed forward, hips are stacked. And then we're going to, this time, lift the leg up, and you're just going to bring it right in front of the block and lower, lift it up, and bring it behind the block, and lift it up, and bring it in front, lift it up, and behind, and breathe. Half moon, right? Inhale and exhale. Good. Good. Only 50 more. No. And then next time we lift up, let's find our block again. Rest that leg on top of it. You can find it. And then your bottom leg is just going to straighten out in front of you. So just unbend the knee, lift it up a little bit. You'll use your top hand to support you. And then take that leg back, touch the block, and then bring it forward. Touch the block with your heel and then kick forward. Touch, kick forward. And you're lifting your leg up. Yeah, off the ground. Normally we kick our top leg. We're kicking our bottom leg. And then next time you kick it out in front, hold it there. See if you can let it kind of touch down and lift it back up. Touch down, lift it up. Just a tiny lift. Doesn't have to be big. Use your hand to help you. Good. And it can be at any angle that works for you, right? Just somewhere out there in front of you. Lift. Good. And let your leg bend and relax. All right. And we're going to come up. So just take your leg off the block and come up. We'll switch to the other side. Take that highest orientation. Bottom leg's about 90-degree angle and top foot resting on the block. There we go. Hip stacked. Okay, so again, kind of lengthening that leg. Float it up and back to the block. Hips are stacked, toes are pointed forward, lengthening to lift the waist just a little bit. Breathe. Good. Exhale as we lift, or however you want to breathe. That's what I like to do it. And then next time we lift, we're going to take that leg forward, up, to the back, up, touch down in front. You don't have to actually touch down, but bring it down, lift, bring it down, lift. And we're breathing, and we're feeling. And the next time our leg lifts up, find that block again. Rest your leg on it. Straighten your bottom leg out somewhere in front of you. Use your top hand for support. Lift that leg up, bring it to the block, and then kick forward. Bring it to the heel to block and kick forward. Heel to block and forward. Try not to kick the block too hard that you knock it out from under your foot, like I'm about to do. Kick and back. And the next time we kick forward, see if you can just let your leg float down and lift a little bit. Down. And like I said, bring it at whatever angle works for you, right? It doesn't have to be all the way forward. Just little lift. Really working that top arm to support you here. Right? Exhale. Exhale. At least I am. All right, relax that leg. Let it bend. Go ahead and come up. Let your foot come off the block and bring yourself up. All right, and let's kind of come to another position for a while. So we're going to come onto our all fours, and we'll be putting the block between our legs here. So you can just find it so you feel like you've got a good grip on it with your knees and your legs, on your hands, fingers spread wide. And you can have, of course, padding anywhere you need it, under knees, hands. Okay, so just starting with a little cat-cow. As we exhale, we're going to gently squeeze the block and round our back, right? And then release as we inhale and arch. Good. Exhale, squeeze and curl the tailbone and round. Inhale, come into an arch. Exhale, squeeze and round. Inhale into an arch, and now tuck your toes into the mat. We're going to add to that. As we exhale, we round our back and then lift your knees, lower your knees and arch. Let's add that piece, okay? Exhale, curl your tailbone round, float the knees up, float them back down and arch. And breathe, exhale. Load up, lower down, and arch. One more, exhale, round, lift, lower, and arch. You can come to neutral, relax your toes, however you're comfortable there. We're gonna do a little reaching of our arms. So what we want, make sure your head's a little bit lifted. So you don't want your head to hang because it'll make it really hard on your neck. So kind of looking a little bit forward and down. On our inhale, we relax. On our exhale, we squeeze the block a little bit and reach one arm straight out in front of us. Okay. And then inhale, put it back down as we relax. Exhale, squeeze the block and reach the other arm. You got to have your head a little bit lifted to help your head and neck be supported. Inhale down, exhale, squeeze and reach. Inhale, lower that hand. Exhale, squeeze and reach. Feeling that connection from our core through our arms, right? Exhale, squeeze and reach. Last one on this. So you're even on both sides. Exhale, reach. And bring it back down. Right. Now we're going to take the block out and put it underneath our sternum. So if you want it easier version, you have it nice and high like that. You want a little more challenge, you have it lower. Okay, so up to you, whatever you want to do. Put it right underneath your chest and spread your fingers wide. Rotate your elbow bones to point back to your knees. Fingers spread wide. You're just going to lower straight down to your block and press back up. So if your block is high orientation, it shouldn't be too hard. Lower down and press up. You want to make it more challenging. You can make your block lower or go into plank and push up. Lower down and press up. Lower down and press up. Too slippery. Or you can do half plank, anything that you want to do, but make sure that your elbows are pointing back towards your knees, right, towards your legs. Lower and press up. So you can take whatever version of that feels like enough challenge for you today. All right, and the next time you press up, go ahead and stretch back the heels. Off the wrists for a moment. Okay, so let's come around to sitting, and we'll put the block between our legs again, and this time we're going to bring ourselves back onto our elbows. So this position here, find where your elbows need to go. And just another position to do this in. Works different muscles, right? Just going to lift your knees up to tabletop and then bring your feet back down and lift up and bring it down. Good. And this time lift up, straighten the legs, lower the legs, lift the legs, bend the knees, and feet down. So we're just making it, adding a little variation. Lift the knees, straighten the legs, lower, lift, bend the knees, and feet down. Lift the knees, straighten the legs, lower, lift, bend, feet down. Now we're going to lift the knees. Stay here with your knees bent. take them over to one side, rolling off the hip there. Bring it back to the top. Take them to the other side. Bring it back. Take it to the side. Little twist. Bring it back. Good. Now, if you want, you can try it with your legs straight and do a couple more, or keep your knees bent, right? Up to you. Take it to the side and bring it back. Good. And when you're even on both sides, you can go ahead and when you come to the top, go ahead and bend the knees. Press yourself up as your feet come down. Great. It can be a little taxing on the neck, that one, but it's nice to get a little bit different orientation for that ab work. Okay, so we're going to come onto our belly and we're going to bring the block in front of our chest. Now have a towel, folded up blanket, pillow, whatever you want under your chest, because you're going to be having your arms over your head. So bring the block out in front and just put your hands on top like that. The arms straight, but not super straight. They can be slightly bent if you want, just, not locked for sure. And then just start by looking between your arms, looking down, and just with your head and chest floating up, right? And you're just going to lift your left arm up and then put it back down on the block, and then lift your right arm up. And then put it down and lift your left arm up. And put it down and lift your right arm up. And just notice how high you can lift, right? Good. And then when you put that hand down, relax for a moment. And then we're just going to press into the block into a little extension. So press up as much as you can using your arms and then lower back down and press up. This time when we press up on our next one, we're going to add just lifting one leg, right? So you're going to press into the block to lift into extension and just lift one leg up and lower everything down. Press up and lift your other leg. The block and lower down. And continue. Press up as you lift your leg and lower down. And press up. Other leg lifts. Good. And lower down. And then press up. And you're just going to lift both legs here. Do a little flutter kick, like you're swimming, you're propelling yourself forward. Little tiny kicks. And breathe. And then see if you can, while you're flutter kicking, see if you can lift your left hand off that block. Take it out to your shoulder. Follow it back. Reach for your foot. Bring it back around to the block. And then take your right hand and take it out. Follow it back. Bring it back to the block. And let everything relax down. Take a little break. And then we're going to take our block to behind our back. And you're going to take both hands there. You're going to kind of press it into your bottom, right, for support. Pull your shoulders back. Pull the shoulder blades back. And we're going to lift and lower our torso. So you're going to kind of press your block into your body and lift your torso up and lower back down. Pressing the block as you lift up and lower down. Good. Lift up and lower down. And just keep going. A couple more. Breathe. Pressing and lift. Keep those shoulders pulling back and lower down. Press it and lift. And lower down. One more. Good. When you come down on this one, go ahead and relax. Take that block out from behind you and release it. And we'll come up onto our knees, stretch back to our heels. Stretch our back out a little bit if you like your knees together, or if you prefer to open them apart. Whatever feels good to you. Yeah, feeling that in the low back hip area. Okay, and then we'll come up to sitting and sit on your block. Find your, kind of use it like a roller sometimes, you know, just to, only it's not as high as a roller. Obviously very much smaller than a roller, but kind of do similar things that we do with the roller. So whatever leg is forward, cross that leg over into that figure 4 stretch. So you have this foot as far away from you as you need it to be, or as close as you want, and lift your spine tall, flex that foot, and maybe just take a little lean into that stretch. I find that doing this kind of this figure 4 or piriformis stretch, sitting on something is works better. I think works better for getting into the stretch. Better way to, in my opinion, a better way to do it than just sitting on the mat or on the ground. You can bring your foot a little closer if you want to make that stretch more intense, right? You just wriggle this foot a little closer in, get deeper. All right, and then we'll switch. So you can cross that other leg. Flexing the foot is helpful for the knee. Straightening the back and just taking a little lean forward. Flattening the back helps us get stretched. So a little lean into that, or find what works on this side. Breathe. Wiggle that foot a little closer in. Get deeper. All right. All right. So we can uncross and come off your block. And if you happen to have 2 blocks, you want to bring the other one in, you can, for lunging and such, like sport. So start with blocks away, kind of away from each other, and you can have your hands on the blocks or on the mat. We're going to tuck the toes and press our hips up. So this would be a supported pike or down dog, which I kind of like. And you can either have, like I said, hands on the mat or hands on the blocks. And then we're going to bring our right foot between the blocks. So you can put it down and bring your right foot in if you want, or if you want to get there. See if you can reach your left leg back and come into a lifted lunge if you can. If not, just put your knee down. That. So we're looking forward, feeling that stretch through the front of our hip flexors and thigh area. And then let your knee come down onto the mat. And take your right hand, grab hold of that leg and hug it in. And you're going to just turn and look over your right shoulder. So come into a twist here and feeling your left hip sort of lower down a bit. Hug that knee in. And then come back around to face forward. We'll bring both hands to the inside of our right foot, turn the toes out slightly, just maybe deepening a little bit more into the stretch. Hands on the floor or on the block or whatever works for you. And then bring your hand back around, straighten your toes, straighten your back leg, straighten your front leg, and just kind of see if you can let your belly just relax on that right leg. Then we'll bend that knee. See if you can bring yourself back into pike or down dog. A little transition. And then we'll bring our left foot in between the hands or the blocks. And again, if you're able to lift your right knee off the mat and come into a high lunge, great. If not, leave that knee down and look forward, one hand on either side of the foot. Yeah. Always you can move in and out of the lunge. You don't have to go right into it. Work it, bend and straighten. Just finding it, finding that stretch. Good. And then make sure your knee is down. If it is lifted, we're going to take our left hand, hug that left knee in, turn and look behind us, just feeling your right hip drop a little bit more. And then come back around to face forward, bring both hands inside the foot, slightly turn the toes out, maybe lower a little bit more, deepen more into that lunge. And then coming back around with both hands, one on either side, we're going to tuck the back toes, straighten both legs. I'm not able to do that, so an alternative to that would be a runner stretch where you just lean back and straighten your front leg. Right, so you get a stretch in that leg at least. If you're able to straighten both legs, either way. Breathe. Then we'll bend that knee and bring ourselves one more time into our pike or down dog. Press the heels down, lift the tailbone. Supported is really nice, so you can really get your heels down. Lift the tailbone and get that stretch in the back of the leg. All right, and then you can go ahead and come down onto your knees. All right. Well, we got some good stretching in there. Thanks, everybody, for coming. I will hit the button. Happy Wednesday.